Hello, my name is Scout. I'm a dog. I'm going to talk to you today about your story. Are you ready to learn? Okay, that would take a long time. Scout's not a very bright dog. Are you, Scout? Say hi, Scout. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Oh, hello. Yeah, she's not the brightest dog I've ever had in my life. She's Scout because my kids are both in Scouts. Charlie's a Boy Scout. He'll probably be an Eagle Scout by the time he's 16 or 17. He's 14 now. And then Annie is a Girl Scout. She has lots of cookies, or did. I think she sold most of them. But yeah, it's dangerous to have all those Girl Scout cookies in the house. Anyway, I'm going to get a lot of dog time, I guess. I think Scout's happy that I'm home today instead of with you. But yeah, that's the way it goes. So I wonder if she's going to enjoy that. I just saw. I don't know if I don't know if you're on Twitter very much. I'm not, but some of my friends are, and there's a Twitter account called Thoughts of Dog. So I'll try to, if I can remember, I'll post one of the. It's as if there's a dog that has a Twitter account. It's very funny though. Hi, and here we go with the first video lecture where I'm going to talk as if I were right in front of you. Now the videos actually do benefit students greatly. I do these, by the way, in my other classes, in my Journalism 201 class and in my upper level classes, because for a number of reasons. Number one, video lectures help if you happen to miss class, you're sick, and we've had a lot of that already this semester. Then the lecture is available for you, and so you don't miss out on some critical information. The second thing that's good is if you have trouble focusing, through an 80-minute lecture, or the person is horribly boring, which I hope I'm not, I try not to be, or you're just distracted because of life and you just can't focus. If you miss something, even though you're there, you're missing that information because you're not because you're distracted and then it's gone. You won't get that back again. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing is it's a great record to have if you are watching this and you um, don't really understand a concept, you can rewind and listen to it again, and maybe you'll get it that second or third time. This is also nice because when you get tired of me, you can just, shut me down. If you're still on campus and your friend comes to you and says, "Hey, let's go uptown," you're going to look at me, and you're going to look at your friend, and you're going to look back at me, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose that battle. I hope I lose that battle. Go uptown with your friend. Way more important than me. So just, you can click me and come back to me, and can't do that in real life. At least I don't think you can. Don't click me in real life, please. I don't even know what that means. So, all right, well, I've already wasted 3 minutes of your time, so let's get started. I'm going to just walk through a few documents, so you should see a list of the documents that I'm asking you to look at for today. This is exactly what I was going to do in class, had we had class today. You have a whole a bunch of help for this paper. We're going to focus though on just a few of the documents. You have three story examples that you have already read, and I give those to students early so they can get a good idea of what the final product looks like. To me, it's important that you see that so you know what you're working toward. We're just going to open up one of the examples, and that one's called Event Story Example 2 Annotated. And by at any point, if you need to pause me because you need to open up a document, then pause me. I'm just going to assume that you're always ready to go. So pause me if you need to. Anyway, it's Event Story Example 2 Annotated, and the other document is Story 1 Analysis. You're going to be toggling between those two documents. So maybe you want to set them up side by side on the screen, or just have them where you can just go back and forth. The good part about that is you don't have to look at me anymore. It's a win-win. These are great sources for you since I'm going to be grading on how well you apply these writing components. You've already gone through the Story 1 analysis document. You tried to work on it on your own in class, and then you met with your respective UA and talked through those items and made notes. And so these should be pretty clear to you at this point. But if they're not, it's good that we're going through this again. So the Story 1 analysis document lists key writing issues all the way through it. And the first one it lists is to, or number two on the list is headlines. What do you notice about their structure and length? Now, if you will toggle over to the event story example 2 annotated document, you will see an annotated comment from me up there on the right. So click on that, and I give you the exact structure that it needs to be. Your subject, which is Miami University's Associated Student Government, followed by what I call strong verbs or action verbs, and it's will hold. And then the most important information, what's it going to hold? Well, it's going to hold a blood drive to benefit 15 Ohio counties. So that's how it should look. And then I give you some other notes that you can read through on exactly how the headline should work. All right, let's toggle back to number 3, which says what specific information is presented in the first paragraph. So that's number 3 on the Story 1 analysis document. Now you head over to the annotated version, and you go to comment 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5th comment down, which says start with who and what. Note how close the subject and verb are. Try at all costs to get these two items together. It makes the sentence is much clearer for readers. And then the next comment, perfect AP style, time, day, date, always go in this order. They're all typed correctly. And then the next comment, who, what, when, and where are all in that first sentence. It's about 25 words, which is the limit for sentences. Your lead might be longer than just 25 words, but because you might have a good amount of information when it comes to the who and the what and the when and the where and the why. That's okay. Just try to limit your sentences to no more than 25 words. Notice my next comment in that annotated comment. Don't feel like you have to get everything in one sentence. If your sentence is going long, it's an easy fix. Stop typing. Put a period there. Just say, okay, that's enough information, and move on to the next. If you try to add it all into a sentence, it's going to get very messy. All right. Then you see number 4 on your story 1 analysis, which asks about the range of sentences in most of the paragraphs. If you look at number 5, now that goes into quotes, and if you see that's 5 goes letter A through G. That should tell you how I feel about getting quotes done correctly. It's important to me. So my expectations are you go through this document. I'm not going to sit here and go through all this with you, and that you then go to the annotated document and look for that corresponding comment. So for number 5, which deals with quotes, I would go back to the annotated document. I would go to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9th comment, which says introduce the person you're going to quote before you provide a quote. And all of that information right there will match the questions that I'm asking for the Story 1 analysis document. You can do this. I know you can do this. But if you struggle, if you're having trouble, then guess what? You got a pal. You've got your minion. This is the reason why I have 6 talented, conscientious, caring people in this course. I did not choose those folks lightly. Love them to death, and they'll help you out. So don't feel alone in this process. You should first try to do this on your own and get a draft down as best as possible. That's the writing stage. That's the second stage of writing. And then, if you want, and I suggest you do, send your story to your minion and me, include me on the email, and update them on your progress. Say, this is what I have so far. Could you please look at my story? Now, they're not supposed to fix things for you, so they're not supposed to say, oh no, your quote's all wrong. Here, let me retype it for you and send it to you. That's not their job. But they are supposed to say, yeah, you're not doing your quotes right. Make sure you're checking out the annotated example. And maybe they can tell you specifically, in the annotated or another of the 3 example stories where to look. So their job is to offer advice, point out the things you're doing wrong, and offer advice. And of course, point out the things where you're just kicking some major booty and praise you for that. I too can look at your story, but remember, the minion is you and the 8 or 9 people that he or she has. If you send it to me, I've got about 53 students, so that's going to be tough for me to look at everybody's and to look at everything. And please don't send your story to your minion and or me and say, could you look at everything from the headline all the way down to the Last word, that's not fair. So my best advice is to be specific on what you want us to focus on. And so determine what you think your biggest concern is, what you're struggling to understand, and then let us help you. I'm telling you, uh, if you only care about your grade, which I understand, I do not judge. If you really don't care about getting better at writing, I get it. Or if I haven't convinced you that writing like this is going to help you in other places in your life of understanding clarity and leads, okay, that's fine. I didn't convince you. So if your grade is really the only thing you care about, then here's what I'm telling you. Your grade will be better if you learn this wonderful skill of asking for help. There are other documents that you should consider, and the next one I want to look at is called the Story 1 rubric. So please open that up. Pause me if you need to, but I'm going to keep talking. This has requirements at the top of the page. You should be able to answer yes to all of these things before you turn them in, including things like the byline and the date line, which I have in the annotated version showed you that those are typed exactly correct. So make sure you understand that. Hyperlinks, you highlight a specific word of important information. So Miami University, for instance, should be hyperlinked. You highlight it, and you can either right-click on it, or you go up to Insert, and if you go there, you'll see the link icon. Click on that, and then you would type in miamioh.edu, and then your word should create a hyperlink. If you don't understand how to do that, I assume most of you do, then reach out to your minion and he or she can explain it. You also need contact information for the source that you interviewed. So at the bottom of your story, you're going to list that person's name and or either email or phone number. I don't think it's on the student examples that I gave you, but you should list contact information. That's a requirement. We have to, in the journalism department, sometimes spot check sources, which means I'll call or email a source just to confirm that you actually did contact that source and get the interview. That's a student. Oh, I don't know what the word is. It's following. It's not plagiarism. What is it, Fred? I don't know. So this is what happens when you sleep for 3.5 hours. It's being honest. Yeah, ethical things. Ethical things. That's what it is. The rest of the rubric goes through soapstone. This is how I grade all papers in all my classes. So it looks at subject and occasion and audience. So it's good if you scroll through that as well. Um, Finally, don't forget about other writing components. There are two other documents that should matter to you. One is called Writing Topics 1. That goes through paragraph structure. It looks at the AP style items that we've covered so far. So I'm expecting you to apply those as well. And the Writing Quiz 1 corrected document, which is the quiz you took, where I also have put annotated comments correcting things like how to write the name of the day and other items there. And there's feedback, all of the annotated items that your respective minion and I have annotated comments that we've made on your writing and things you've already turned in. You should know how to get that information. You go to that document you turned in, you click on View Feedback in the upper right corner, and then hit the expand icon. It's the two arrows that are pointing away from each other, and that will make your document fill the screen, and you can see the specific issues and the specific good things that you're doing that we've commented on. If you're not reviewing your comments, then you're not going to get better. It's that simple. And you're going to be the same writer in May that you are now. I don't know about you, but I can't imagine anyone chooses stagnation in anything, writing, health, art, music. So grow, get better, be curious about it, and again, let your minion and me help you. All right, that's all I have for your story 1 analysis. You'll have another video detailing the midterm evaluation that you're going to do. Thanks. Bye.